Good morning and welcome to H-Town Now. I'm Jared McMillan.
And I'm Issa McMullen. We have a wonderful show for you today.
With Thanksgiving coming up, Issa, you talked with a few students and staff about the true history of the holiday.
That's right. Let's take a look. With next week being the beginning of Thanksgiving break, many people are excited to spend time with family and, of course, eat food. But I wanted to talk to a couple people about the true history of Thanksgiving.
From a history perspective, I really like, with the idea of Thanksgiving, I like to study the real events leading up to Thanksgiving and just kind of compare what really happened to kind of what we think happened. But I do also really like food.
Could you just give us like a really quick summation of what the events were, the actual events that led up to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, leading up to Thanksgiving, I think a lot of people always think that, you're just sitting down and the natives are getting along with, Captain John Smith and the other settlers. But what was really happening was you have a lot of encroaching on the Native Americans' land, imposing our cultural beliefs on them, trying to, this idea of educating the savages. And it was more of kind of, while there was some mutual learning between the tribes and the Americans, or excuse me, the colonists as well, what is happening is they also are going in and raiding and taking the natives' land, raiding their villages, and capturing some of the natives and enslaving them.
Spread like butter.
Can you please continue?
I liked how all the differences from the Pilgrims and the Indians were just put aside and they just ate food.
Thanks, Issa.
The anniversary of the Marshall plane crash is here. Ben talked to a few people about their experiences.
47 years ago, the Marshall University football team was playing at Greenville, North Carolina against the East Carolina Pirates. They lost the game 17-14 and traveled back here to Huntington on a DC-9 charter jet. They never made it. They crashed right here in this field behind me. 75 people died, which included players, coaches, boosters, and flight crew.
I was 4 years old and I was at home. My parents had left us with a babysitter. I think it was my dad's nurse, and there were 6 of us kids. And we were watching the newlywed game, and the news flash went across the bottom of the TV that there had been a plane crash.
The crash devastated the city of Huntington and is the biggest sports tragedy in American history. How much does the Marshall plane crash affect Huntington today?
Well, I think it affects Huntington just from the standpoint of it's really a lot of what Marshall has become. The university has grown exponentially since 1970, and I think it's a tribute to the people here and the resoluteness, I guess, of the community to make this university not only come back from that tragedy, but make it bigger and better and have more people come and make it grow. So I think in a weird way, it kind of made Marshall, it's sort of become the fabric of Marshall University, and the university has certainly grown because of it.
Marshall made a choice to cancel the football program, but thanks to the help of Nate Ruffin, who was a player at the time, and many others, brought the program back. Looking back now, do you think Marshall made the right choice bringing back the football program?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that it would have been easier to say no and just to give up football, move on, and it was a basketball school at that time anyway. But the fact they showed the fortitude and the courage to come back, realizing that it was going to be a long haul, and it was a long struggle. But I think it was absolutely the courageous thing to do. It was the right thing to do, and Marshall has benefited because of it.
Do you think the movie We Are Marshall projected the tragedy right?
I do. There were some criticisms because, like Hollywood does with a lot of stories, they take some liberties. But the way they told the story and took a real life happening and tried to portray that on the screen with the emotion that was here in this town at that point, the fact that the movie makers took it so seriously and realized, hey, you're coming into this town to make a movie, don't Hollywoodize it, so to speak. And I think the movie got a lot of great feedback, and certainly it helped depict what happened then. And people, the directors, Warner Brothers, the actors, everybody was very serious about making sure that they told the story correctly and did so with dignity.
So in 47 autumns since, on bright fields and loud Saturdays, Marshall has brought success. From 2 national championships in the 90s to MAC conference dominance with Randy Moss and Chad Pennington to today's Conference USA success. 13 conference titles, a 10-3 bowl record, and 2 national championships.
Do you like how Marshall and the city honors the victims in the crash today?
Yes, I do. As you know, I'm a teacher, and I teach my kids about it every year. I have a lot of old original newspapers that I hang up that I've laminated, and the kids learn about it. They don't know anything about it. Most of their parents weren't even born yet now. And we do a unit on it, and I just think it's really important that we keep it going. It's a big part of history of Huntington, and we're very proud that our parents were such big Marshall fans, and I'm glad that they do it every year. In fact, I'm going to the memorial on Tuesday.
Marshall will always play with the 75 in their hearts. It's who we are, and we are Marshall.
The football team ended their season with a 10-0 record. Hannah talked to coaches and players about their perfect season.
I talked to a few of the football coaches and football players to find out more about their perfect season.
The feeling of having a perfect season is a great one because we know as coaches and players that we put in the time starting last December when we were beating the first round. We rededicated ourselves and got into the weight room into December, starting in January, and started working at January. And it's accumulation of everything that we put in from January, from the coaches, the players, and everybody in our organization. And it's a great feeling to end the regular season 10-0. The expectations for the playoffs, obviously the big expectation is to be in Wheeling, but as a team and players and coaches both know that the only way we can get to Wheeling is by taking one game at a time. And our expectations are just to take them as they come and win every one we go through.
To have a perfect season feels pretty good. I've never had it happen before, so it just feels pretty good. My expectation for playoffs. Well, hopefully we keep our undefeated record, play good as a team, and go to that championship game.
How does it feel having a perfect season?
I think it's a major accomplishment for our program, our kids, and all the credit goes to them. They've come out and worked really hard, executed the plan each week for each game. And so, pat them on the back. They've done a nice job. It's the second time we've been perfect in regular season since 2013. So, take the 13 and 17 years we've been perfect. So, pretty good for those guys.
What did you do to achieve a perfect season?
Well, it's the work that they do in the off season is the biggest thing. Our guys start lifting and running in January to get ready for the season. So, they put in a lot of hard work to get those wins. So, very important for them to continue to work hard each and every year. And this group is a veteran group, a very mature group, and they understood what they need to do in order to be a really good football team.
Having a perfect season is very great for us, and it's very, very wonderful to us because we worked since January to get this far, but we're not done yet. We lifted in the off season, did it every weekend, every week, got in the film, studied our opponent, and we beat everybody, and we were great to have a perfect season. We expect to go to Wheeling and compete for a state title and try to get the first one for Huntington High.
Along with the football team's perfect season, they beat South Charleston this past Saturday in a playoff game.
Sometimes schoolwork can be a bit overwhelming. I'll talk to some teachers about the Back on Track program here on the Hill. I decided to talk to a couple teachers about Back on Track, the after-school program for recovery.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Dillon. I teach English, Language Arts, 10th grade and 12th grade. So I believe fellow teachers and administration came up with Recovery School to help students who need to get back on track. I think Recovery School helps students who didn't have the best performance in the first 9 weeks, and they can work on that classwork that they were given and try to get a better grade.
My name is Mrs. Williams, and I teach 9th grade honors English and the ACT prep class for reading and writing. I believe the board came up with the idea of Recovery School in an effort to help students who were struggling to graduate because they had failed classes and they didn't have enough credits, and they didn't have enough time to make up those credits either. So to increase our graduation rate, we implemented Recovery School to help kids make up credits. I think Recovery School helps students who are concerned about their grades, who perhaps have messed up for 9 weeks and are dedicated to getting back on track and getting that 9 weeks made up so that they don't fail the semester. I think it's a great safety net to help students just get back on track and try again.
Wow, that's fantastic. Safety is a huge priority at our school.
Lana was able to talk with Mr. Austin and our gatekeeper Randy about the precautions we take.
Safety is very important when it comes to driving on and off the hill. I talked with Mr. Austin and Randy, our gatekeeper, about what he does.
The importance of having a guard on the hill, I think from a security aspect, it's very important and vital to have somebody out there. The first point of contact between the visitors that are coming up here and you know, those of us in the building. So he's the first point of security. Well, the most important thing is liability, that, you know, when parents send their kids to school, we are responsible for them, and their safety and well-being is the first thing. That's the most important thing. And, you know, students that are on a half day have special permission to leave the hill after their 4th mod or around lunchtime. And, you know, students that aren't on half day need to remain here the entire day. And, you know, Randy does an excellent job out there making sure that the correct kids are leaving the hill and everybody else is staying behind. But it's a liability, and, you know, kids' safety comes first. One important thing about having a security guard at the gate, and, you know, we think about Randy because, you know, he's there more often than not. Randy does an outstanding job for us at Huntington High. He's the first point of contact. So when we have a visitor coming to the hill, they check in with him. And you think about a situation where there might be an emergency. If a student gets injured and needs an ambulance, you know, we're in communication with him, and he can direct the emergency vehicles to, you know, one of the 50 doors we have here at Huntington High School. So he makes that transition seamless. Randy is very good at his job, and we appreciate him.
Favorite thing is keeping the kids safe. Keep an eye on the people coming in and out, like logging them in and stuff. I got a log sheet here where they've got to sign in and out.
Swim season is here. Christian talked with a few members of the team about their upcoming season.
Our lesser-known sports teams we have here at Huntington High is our swim team. I talked to a couple of players in the swimming team to see what they think about it, how they think it's going to benefit the students, and some other crazy questions. So, here we go.
I like the camaraderie and friendship. I hope to attempt to make it to states and get better times on my events.
My role in the swim team is just whatever they put you in, swim it. I'm not a captain, no nothing. I'm just a sophomore. The swim team is definitely a good thing for the students, for sure, if not anything else. Definitely the community. We bring out a lot of adults and not too many kids. I'd like to see that changed, but not really that much, because most of them are swimming. Swimming's a really good sport. You engage many body muscles, and you definitely get fit. When we won the counties last year, it was a great feeling. The boys and the girls both won it, and I'm sure there's a video of it out there somewhere. We all jumped in the pool from the side, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Christian. There's a lot of things for us to be grateful for.
That's right. Skylar went and asked some students and teachers about what they're thankful for.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, we're all in a very thankful mood. I went around to some teachers and students and asked them what they're grateful for.
I am thankful for my family. I'm also thankful for my health. I'm thankful that I have a good job that I really enjoy with fantastic students that I also enjoy. So I celebrate Thanksgiving with a really big, delicious meal that all of my family makes, and then I clean the kitchen afterwards. And then we take a nap.
I'm thankful for all my friends and family and my gift to being an incredible goalkeeper. I'm just thankful for everything I have in my life.
I am thankful for my family, friends, God, and just getting to live.
I celebrate Thanksgiving by having a huge family dinner with my family, of course, and I hang out with my friends.
I celebrate Thanksgiving by hanging out with my friends and family and eating lots of food, just having fun, enjoying myself.
Thankful for my friends and family. I'm thankful for the co-workers here at Huntington High. I think we work around a great group of people. I think they show a lot of interest in the students, and I think that that's not something that you find in all schools for an entire faculty, and I'm truly thankful for that. Okay. How we celebrate Thanksgiving, well, usually we dress up as various characters and we go door to door with our bags and we'll say, oh, that's Halloween. That's right. Okay, usually we put up the Christmas tree and oh, dang it, that's Christmas. What was it again? Was it Easter? Okay. Thanksgiving, we celebrate by eating food. And then we eat more food. Just when you think you can't eat any more food, food is then eaten. And then we watch football while eating more food.
I'm thankful for my friends and family. Most of the time I just go up to my mama's house and we spend time with my cousins and stuff, and we all just have a good time.
I am thankful for my friends and family, for I think the co-workers that I have at Huntington High, and I really like building relationships with the students. I'm thankful to get to know the kids. I celebrate Thanksgiving by having 2 separate giant dinners. As you can tell, I bloat after Thanksgiving. Probably gain about 15 pounds. It becomes more complicated when you have kids, because then you have to share the kids with both sets of parents, like grandparents, and then they fight over which dinner you're going to go to. So we just avoid that conflict entirely by eating 2 giant meals instead of 1. So I'd recommend that.